Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I am not paying for a destination wedding? My daughter is getting married, and she wishes to have a destination wedding and told her no. My wife feels I should do it because we can afford it, but I find it to be a pointless showing of wealth. Now my daughter is not talking to me, nor is my wife. Which got me thinking, should I bite the bullet and essentially burn money and alienate family members to make my daughter's dream wedding a reality? Edit forgot to mention she wants to get married in NZ, we also are from NY. Edit forgot to mention she is currently asking for around 200k. This is not counting what guests would have to pay to come. Edit, thanks for all of the comments, have given me a great deal to think about. Before anything else, I know I am not the father of the year, and I am a spineless coward. Tomorrow I am going to start making phone calls to price what a wedding in New York would cost at different head counts from 100 to 200 people. I do not know the exact size, I just know he also has a large close family. After I get that information, I will use that to make an informed choice, but it will be an either-or situation. Because they are playing this game, I will tell both of them, my wife and daughter, that it is a wedding or house. If my wife makes a fuss over it, that is a battle I will have to face at another time. As someone who lives in NZ, I can honestly say that this $200,000 budget will absolutely skyrocket. Everything is expensive in NZ. Food, accommodation, domestic flights, gas, it will all be much more expensive than even your daughter can imagine. And as soon as you say the word wedding, costs increase at venues, with caterers, with accommodation. Dude, stand your ground. It sounds like your daughter and wife think they can sulk until you give in. Don't give in. Not the asshole, don't reward their silent treatment. You're not stopping her from having a destination wedding. You just don't want to be the ATM. What happens when people can't make it because it's a destination wedding? Are you supposed to pay for them, too? Not the asshole. Info: did you agree to give her money towards the wedding? It's her wedding and I think they should make the decisions they want to, but you aren't obligated to pay for it. You could always just gift her a set dollar amount and let them decide how to spend it. Not the asshole. But decide on the amount you will contribute. Should they spend it on a destination wedding, that should be up to them, and yes, you have to go. Afford is different than it being an intelligent use of your money. Not the asshole. If daughter wants to spend a boatload of cash on her destination wedding, she needs to be prepared for her potential guest to not be so thrilled about having to spend a boatload of money to attend. I frankly get so tired of hearing about bridezillas who expect everyone they know to spend thousands on them because they're getting married. Man, I wish I had rich people problems. Info: did you tell your daughter you will be paying for her wedding, or is she asking? Meaning, did you promise to cover the wedding sometime before? My wife feels I should do it because we could afford it. Is this joint money between you and your wife? Would you spend the same amount of money on a local wedding? This is an actual destination wedding, right? Not your daughter lives in California and wants to marry there, but you live in New York. And alienate family members. Is this because they would not be able to attend? Are they invited? In this scenario, you are not the asshole. But, big picture, you're the asshole, as from your comments it appears you are well aware you have raised a spoiled, entitled daughter. Not the asshole. A suggestion: couldn't you just give her what you are willing to contribute, given that it is used on a wedding, and let her plan it how she wants? Save some for you and your wife's tickets, etc., which you can give later if the destination wedding doesn't happen. I agree that if she expects family to pay for their own tickets, they may not turn up. Be open with her. Not the asshole. If your daughter pays for it, she can have whatever wedding she wants. If you and your wife do, you both need to consent to the expenditure. Not the asshole. $200,000 is too much for a wedding. Not sure what kind of NZ wedding your daughter want, but I can't a wedding costing that much. Another alternative, what if they have a nice wedding at home, and then you can pay for a honeymoon in NZ? I know you said she's not too worried about that, with a follow-up wedding photography session on site and a small private ceremony, very immediate family members only. OP, are you open to adoption? No. If you can't afford 90 of your wedding on your own, you can't have one. I couldn't fathom asking my parents to pay so much for a single event even if they can afford it. Tell her you will pay for the divorce. 200k for a wedding is ridiculous. Not the asshole. My head is reeling. What is this outbreak of common sense? Inconceivable. Your wife and child are entitled. Not the asshole. LOL, hell no. Not the asshole. How many guests can afford that trip? Not the asshole. F that. Tell wife she can foot the bill. Isn't anything stopping her. Not the asshole. My daughter is 17. I suggested a birthday party for her 18th birthday. She told me, no need. Better to keep the money to buy something for the family than spending on people who don't matter. Grinning face with smiling eyes, I guess it's too late to educate your grown-ass kid now. If you are like the daughter of OP or also has a brat for a kid, move on. Don't bother replying. One of the best things about a wedding is bringing family and friends together, and destination weddings inherently undermine that. Not the asshole for not wanting to exclude family based on transit cost. Not just transit cost, vacation time. Lots of people only get 2-3 weeks off a year, and flying to NZ and back is 3 days just in transit. Asking folks to burn all their vacation days for a wedding is wild. Yes, if it's your own wedding you can do whatever you want, but that's if you're paying for it, IMO. Not the asshole. She's free to plan and pay for any wedding she wishes. You shouldn't be on the hook to pay for any wedding at all. There's a real lack of respect here. Not the asshole. Why not give her a fixed sum, one that you feel is realistic and reasonable, given your circumstances, and let her do with it as she will? Info. Why not give her a budget and let her deal with it? How would this alienate people? Q. Did you promise to pay for the wedding before it was destination? How much would you have paid? Not the asshole. Are we all being punked? What an entitled troll that girl sounds like. And by the way, weddings are dumb, especially the cost, and I'm a happily married old fart. I just didn't need to spend money for others to see me say it. I kept the money instead. Not the asshole. Is she planning a huge wedding, just in a country on the other side of the planet? Typically destination weddings are for the couple and a few select family friends, not 150 people at a seated reception. Do the people in her wedding party know they're going to be expected to pay for their own travel expenses, which I can imagine would be in the thousands? Give her what you think is an appropriate amount for a NY wedding and let her come up with the rest. You're not in an easy spot. Good luck. Not the asshole. If she wants a destination wedding, then she and her fiancé can pay for it themselves. You can contribute any amount you are comfortable with and they can figure out the rest. Give a lump sum, let them use it for a wedding, down payment, whatever, but it's capped and anything more is on them if you're feeling generous. Remember, this is your money, no one else's. I just do not understand anyone wanting or expecting their parents to pay for anything, whether that be a car, wedding, house, or whatnot. Embarrassing as an adult really, unless it's a loan. I am going to go with this is a cultural expectation for you, isn't it? If that is the case, think you should make it very clear to her that if she expects you to follow a cultural tradition, then you will expect no less than the same from her, and therefore you do not approve of the groom, and you will be arranging her marriage based on your acceptable criteria. Then watch her face when you tell her you are not joking. Then sit her down, explain her entitled behavior is unacceptable but you are willing to discuss options with her. Not the asshole to have a budget for what will essentially be a very expensive, one-day party in a faraway land. Not the asshole because that's just an entitled child. Has she always gotten what she wanted? I'd give a fixed sum and she can make up the rest. That's what my parents did, though I would say it was a drop compared to nearly $250,000. I wasn't even worried about my parents giving us anything but my dad's traditional and wanted to. I certainly would never have demanded a certain amount and then acted like a child because I got told no. Though she's obviously copying your wife's behavior. Not the asshole, and I cannot imagine the audacity of not just asking but expecting that one's parents will pay $200,000 for